Hello, welcome back to the channel. You might notice that I am doing another mapping video. Uh, this is because I'm doing this thing called Mapping Monday. Because I want to do this thing called Mapping Monday. You may also notice that the channel name has changed, and I changed it so I could do more and not just be stuck to gaming videos with a channel name like with that has gamer in it. Um, so yeah. Anyway, you might notice that the world map is missing all the borders, and it's a lot darker than usual. This is because I'm starting a new series called, or yeah, called. No, I'm not calling it anything, but it's like, what if the world like started over? Like we go back to before civilization and started over. Uh, You may, if you watch the mapping YouTuber Ad is Pro, you might be thinking, "Hey, you're just copying this from him." No, taking, I am doing this in my own creative way. That will be different than Ad is Pro. So, without further ado, let's get back into the video. And the place where I decide civilization is going to start is in New York. Specifically Manhattan. I'm choosing this because it'd be funny if the world was repopulated by New Yorkers. Like, like in New York is like that's just base humans. That's just like the base. Yeah, that's the basis of all civilization, New York. So yeah, um, New York or the new settlement is started in Manhattan Island, uh, 10,000 BC, or just the year 10,000, 10,000, no, 20,000. Actually, no, the year zero, not year 10,000, year zero. So this is year zero when human has society restarts in Manhattan, New York. So this is their little settlement. They settle right in the middle of what Central Park is today. Yeah, and they do that. They move out a little bit. They conquer the rest of Manhattan and move a bit side of or outside of Manhattan into Brooklyn, the Bronx, and Queens, modern day NYC. And then they start moving. They move in both directions. They discover or they start to discover more of Long Island and more of mainland New York, or well, mainland, uh, or the mainland. So as you can see, pretty small, insignificant speck, but they will, you know, grow and prosper in the future. So as they explore, they start setting up like cities in, hold on, in their they as sorry, as they explore out into the world, they claim it under their kingdom or little country they got going here, and they put up cities and stuff. Yeah. So this is what their empire currently, or their country currently looks like at the moment. We're gonna speed this part the of the we're gonna speed up the start a little, because if I just kept slowly doing it, we'd never get anywhere. So, this is gonna be like a little time warp where let's just say like a 30-year time warp happens. So we're currently in like the year like 5. We're doing like a 40-year time warp. Yeah. So 40-year time warp. uh, they expand and take over all of Long Island and expand deeper into the mainland and into modern day Connecticut and Massachusetts and New Jersey. So they're gonna continue down the. Oops, that's wrong. They're gonna send some scouts down the coast of Jersey and up the coast of Massachusetts, discovering modern day Boston. And the scouts up here, or well, they're gonna like expand up here, and the people up here, they're gonna start speaking with Boston accents, and the people down here they speak with New York accents. So yeah, that this I swear that will be important later on. Yeah, foreshadowing maybe, I don't know. But yeah, they expand further into New Jersey and they just expand further inland, to be honest. Yeah, they just go inland. And by like year 50 or yeah, year maybe 50, is this too much for 50 years? Year 50, let's just say year 60. Year 60, they've explored that much and now they begin to settle this land because why not? That would be kind of cool to settle the land. They expand further into Jersey and they now start making boats or well start a bit of like fishing and such. Um hold on a second. I was gonna yeah, actually hold on. One moment. Okay, so what I did was I went to another map that I had that I was doing with my friend, which is kind of like this, and I got a shade of blue that represents discovered sea. And the discovered sea is like what the humans have like explored so far, like with their rafts and such. Um, so yeah, moving on. They explore over this way into Maryland and cross over here into Maryland. And then they're like, oh, a peninsula, and start moving down that peninsula. I think it's the Delaware Peninsula. I don't know. Silly American doesn't even know his own geography. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, they uh super sped up. Another like 20 years go by. They explore more inland and they uh you know expand their empire. Well, not empire, their country. But yeah, they do that, and now we get actually no we don't they expand more up the coast of New England into modern day Maine, and yeah, they do that to modern day Maine. I gotta get the coast or the discovered coast they have up. They also completely discover this peninsula, which I'm pretty sure is called the Delaware Peninsula. And then, oh, I haven't discovered that yet. But uh, yeah, they do that, and now it's like it's year 100, and you know what I think? I think it's time for a uh, new country to enter the playing field. So a group of settlers, they're not entirely too happy with how things are being run down here, so they go up here into Maine and establish a little settlement. It's like roughly that big. These guys are fine with it because again, whatever. We don't need to go up there. We have all that to just explore. So they do that. Um, they get bigger, like that bigger, and they explore more of the coast and inland. So this is like year 120 now. And I think it's high time I do, or I add capitals. So hang tight while I do that. Okay, so I added capitals to where I think they would have capitals. So their capital is modern day New York, like their first city, and or the blue guys over here, and these little teal guys over here have their capital where they first started. So yeah, um, like 20 more years go by. Um, more inland is discovered. They go further down the coast of Virginia and into North Carolina, and these guys decide to, oops, uh, explore up here into Canada, and yeah, they just do that and then explore further inland. So like this is over the course of like 30, maybe 45 years. And in the meantime, while they're doing that, they also like expand like that, maybe. That seems good enough. And then these guys also expand. Uh, Here. I'm gonna do a quick cut. Uh-oh. Where'd I go? Where'd I go? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick cut. And yeah, so so like these guys expanded a little, and a new country is formed. These darker blue guys, they expand into Virginia or South North Carolina. Yeah, North Carolina. Basically the border of North Carolina and Virginia. And yeah, these guys are gonna like continue to expand and further encroach on like blue guy territory. These guys are like, they're not too thrilled about being bordered by someone else, but they're like, oh, whatever. It's currently like year like 150 or something. Uh, these guys like send out some scouting parties further into this here, but it's kind of hard for the scouts to like move this way because there's like, Appalachian Mountains which go from like here to here. Oh, not there, but like are from like New York to like South Georgia or like North. I'm not drawing this good, but it's like roughly from here to here. Or no, not even there. Like there to there. But yeah, these guys scouts having trouble crossing the Appalachians, which not too good. But yeah, um, more scouts this time from these guys move into Virginia or like further inland, and and scouts from these guys are also move further inland because they want to know what's inland. Like who doesn't want to know what's inland? Inland things in inland are fire. Uh, sometimes, sometimes inland things aren't cool. Um, but yeah, these guys, they also get to some expanding, which is cool for them. That means they have more people in power, and currently the year is like 200. Yeah, it's year 200. There's three major civilizations on the eastern seaboard of the United States of America, or North America. So, I'm gonna do a little. Actually, no, I'm not gonna cut. But gonna do another like time skip, like woo, woo, fast forward. Um, the scouts are able to make it over the Appalachians and discover uh Lake, what's its name? Hudson. Hudson? Lake Hudson, I think. Uh, Lake Ontario, not Hudson. Lake Hudson isn't a thing. I was thinking of Huron, and that's here. But yeah. Ontario, Erie, Hudson, uh, Michigan, Superior. But yeah, that's the lakes. But yeah, they make a they are able to find Lake Ontario, and they're like, wow, there's probably a whole nother like really big sea over here. Let's explore the coast of this. So they do. They explore the coast of like New York, and they're like, oh, wow, this is a really big sea over here. I wonder what's up this way. And so they explore up this way, and like they explore through Canada. They don't really find anything though. Just like more, they're like, oh, there isn't a big ocean out here. It's just a really big lake. And yeah, that's what they find. Um, yeah, I'm just coloring this in so we know like where uh, they like see and um a new country is gonna form here. Yeah, a new country forms on the side of Lake Ontario, and they begin to grow, amass a bigger population, more strength and such. Um, yeah, they do that, and these guys are like, oh, okay, cool. Well, they're not really cool with it. They're like, hey, our access to the lake, no. So they expand a bit more, so they have more influence and such. They just get like that big. These guys are like, hey, I want to expand, but they don't really feel like exploring up that way. It's kind of cold. There's not much farmland up there. There might be farmland. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with Canada, but they're like, yeah, um, we know, we know, what this looks like, so we're gonna expand down there. Which angers these blue guys. They're not entirely happy with that because they're like, oh, god damn it, more of our land is taken up, or expansion land is taken up. But these guys are like, haha, what are you gonna do about it? And to which they reply, they just groan because they don't really want to go to war. Well, they don't really know what war is, uh, because there hasn't been one yet. But all we know is that their tensions between these two are kind of hot, or well, they're kind of high. They don't really like each other that much. Yeah. Um, more expand to avoid growing tension or more tensions. These guys expand up this way, further into Canada, and I think actually no, Quebec is up here. So this is like New Brunswick, Newfoundland, and all the other stuff. But yeah, they explore further into here. Like, oh, no, they don't explore all that. Uh, but they're like, oh, what's this over here? Um, they're, I think this is New Brun. No, that's not New Brunswick. New Brunswick is like there. I, it's probably Newfoundland. I don't know. But yeah. Um, yeah. So yeah, they do that. They're like, oh, I guess we can move up there. So they do that. They expand up here along the coastline, and like, huh, you know, we've mostly been sticking to the coastline. I wonder, I wonder what's further inland. So they go further inland, and they just find like kind of okay farm like land to live off of. And they're like, oh, cool, I guess. But I want to know what's further. So they do that, and they find the St. Lawrence River. But they don't call it that. They're just like, oh, big river, sweet, which is good because then they can trade like up there and stuff. But they don't really, or they can future trade up there and stuff. They don't really know what trade is right now. They haven't invented it yet. For like, but currently they're like, oh, sweet, let's expand up there. So they do. They expand really fast. Isn't really a good thing to do as a young fledgling nation, but oh well, I guess they do that. These guys down here are kind of scared that they're kind of being rivaled in power. So they send scouts over into like Pennsylvania and like yeah, modern day Pennsylvania, and they start to colonize this area. And like send people out here to like colonize it. These guys down here, they're gonna explore more inland and further down the coast. Not that far down the coast. Yeah, they go further inland and further down the coast over the course. This is like while all that is happening up there. So yeah, and these guys are like, oh, cool, and begin to expand, get that sweet, sweet land. These guys are like, are meanwhile while all that's happening, these guys explore more into modern day Canada. They also discovered this St. Lawrence River, and they begin to expand around Lake Ontario, becoming uh, a nation that is, or the only nation that um, controls one of the Great Lakes so far. Like they're the only one that borders like a big freshwater body, which is kind of cool. Um, but yeah, they can just like drink the water. They don't need to do any. They don't need like a river. They can just drink the water, and they can also just like use the water for farming and such. So they're like, yay. But other nations like, we want that water too. So these guys are like, hey, we kind of want that water, that sweet, 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 sweet water. And they're like, oh, there's a new lake, Lake Erie. And so they kind of just like beeline it, which creates this weird little portion right there, but which kind of looks weird, but then they're like, oh, scouts further into Pennsylvania and such, and they're like, and then they make it a bit thicker, which is nice. Border gore avoided. Um, let's see, how much time is this video? 22 minutes. So I think that's gonna do it for today's video. Um, so this is probably like the year 304, like 300, like 20. Yeah, that sounds about right. 320. Yeah, humans could do that in 320 years. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. This is gonna be a part of Mapping Monday, where almost every Monday I will be uploading a video or a mapping video. That is because it is summer, I'm out of school. I would have done this earlier, however, I was in Europe for 17 days, so I didn't do that, and so now I am doing it. So yeah, almost every Monday for the rest of summer and hope maybe in the school year, I will release mapping videos. Probably this series. Actually, yeah, definitely this series, considering I don't really have any other ideas. But yeah, that's the plan for the rest of summer and beyond maybe. So yeah, hope you enjoyed today's video. I know I did. Um, I'll try and sound a bit more energetic in the next one and make it a lot less boring. But yeah, hope you enjoyed today's video. I did not. I borrowed this idea from AdIsPro. Go check him out. He's a cool YouTuber. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.